What's up everyone, hope you're all doing awesome today. If new, hit that subscribe button, really helps me put, also hit a like to help move. Helps me out asterisk. But let's get on with the show.
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and the spotlight is on Nick Chubb. He was unstoppable a week ago with 4 touchdowns. It's the Browns and the Chargers coming up next.
We're the so-called rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio, at First Energy Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Cleveland Browns. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Browns in this matchup, they've got to be thinking, hey, we've got a good chance to be successful here running the football.
No doubt about that, because that has to be their mindset. It should be their mindset. This is one of the better rushing offenses in the league, and they're squaring off against a team that's not at all strong on the other side of the ball. So this could be one where we see this offense try to impose their will through the trenches, and in fact, they should.
Strap in, this will be a good one. 2 one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Los Angeles taking the field led by Justin Herbert, third-year man out of Oregon whose career is off to an incredibly productive start.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now, he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. Herbert going to go to the air right away. He's got it to Williams. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that one, that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. The numbers for him from a week ago, 21 carries, 94 yards.
He's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people up and down the field.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Partner, is that what you call a quick hitter? That was actually a bolt of lightning, wasn't it, right out of the gate?
And, of course, on the heels of him winning AFC Offensive Player of the Week 1 week ago. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And again, it's Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. The hat trick +1, 4 trips to the end zone with his legs.
And, partner, you know how all the guys do when they do that little symbol now about eating, right? Keep feeding me, feeding me. They just kept feeding him, and next thing you know, he kept getting in the end zone.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Here we go on 4th. Watson. Right back to Bell, and it's caught once again. And he's going to pick up the Browns' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. But that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And, Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here. But that's still a pretty impressive number. And he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They give the Chubb out of the gun. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. The Browns at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
There was plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They run it again with Chubb. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Watson now to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They'll run with Chubb. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try again with Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. So a great start. They force the turnover on the other side and then take it down the field on their first drive and finish it off with a short touchdown run.
Nice and efficient. Excellent job blocking. Finds the gap and barrels into the end zone. Great way to finish off that drive.
Now Cade York for the extra point. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive. Something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 39-yard line. Gets it into the hands of Allen on the jet sweep. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, L.A. Keenan Allen, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Now Nick Chubb of the Browns gets set for their next possession.
Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes.
A timeout here for an injured player, and definitely not what this defense wants to see. It's Khalil Mack who's in some discomfort.
Watson on third down.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
Yeah, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 in second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll try the air now with Watson.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And Chubb will try the middle here. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Browns have taken the lead. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From the 6. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Coming up in prime time here in Week 5, a couple of division rivalries on the docket, beginning tonight in the AFC North with the Bengals and Ravens from Baltimore at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Raiders and Chiefs from Arrowhead in the AFC West. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10
at their own 24.
Herbert jet sweep as he taps it forward.
So an agile move, but not a big gain. Down right near the 25.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Herbert will give this one to Eckler.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a 1st down for L.A.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Herbert takes it and just pops it forward. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
From the 44,
Herbert. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
in for the sack, Myles Garrett.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
Well, they stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up fourth down, and then that paid.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. It's Eckler again. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Herbert on first down now. That's into a crowd and intercepted. The 40. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Making back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now 21-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. This one fielded at the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt, Charles, with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. Now the Chargers hustling, trying to get up and get set. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. Finding room at midfield. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. The big gainer there on the catch and run. 37 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Ebron with it over the middle. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. To the air again, Herbert. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. It's complete to Fuller. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He finds his receiver Williams for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Hopkins with the extra point, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. A drive that time of 6 plays. And in the end, it was Mike Williams who capped the drive with a touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. On 2nd and 10, Watson. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Watson. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Charger drive about to get going. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo. And it's the Steelers out in front in the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes there for Mitchell Trubisky. Let's stay in the AFC East and head across the state to see what the Jets are doing at MetLife Stadium. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. Tua Tagovailoa, 4 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And you can see they lead the visiting Houston Texans at halftime. A touchdown pass for Trevor Lawrence. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Chargers. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Browns, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Final adjustments being made in the locker room. We're just about set for the second half from Cleveland. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30, up to the 33. So here are the Browns to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. They go up the middle with Chubb, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll come to the line here, needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The middle, it's Chubb. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 82 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Handoff comes to Chubb. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And they're knocking on the door now. As a good run there, are going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially. But you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down. Eckler now between the tackles. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Once more, here's Eckler. And this time he's not going anywhere. We'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first. They'll try the right side with Eckler. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story as he was approaching 19 miles an hour on that one.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. They'll roll him out right.
And that one complete downfield to Allen.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one good for 37 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. From the 5, 2nd and 4. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Up the middle with Eckler. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Gabe Neighbors punching it in from a yard away. And the Chargers have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Now Nick Chubb of the Browns gets set for their next possession. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Chubb running right, and not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 11. Back to throw, Watson. Dancing to his left. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
What's up everyone, hope you're all doing awesome today. If new, hit that subscribe button, really helps me put, also hit a like to help move. Helps me out asterisk. But let's get on with the show.
Bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom! Quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get him to completion.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Herbert. Being chased out left. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. So on comes the kicker, Dustin Hopkins, in a big spot. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball to the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
From the end zone, it's Dearness Johnson. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Well, in the process of that kick return, it appears we had an injury. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
Holding, offense.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you get that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
136 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. That one goes for 8 yards.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. And again, it's Chubb. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. A give. This is Chubb. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. Herbert and the Chargers down 28-24, a minute 44 to go. Finding Allen, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Herbert toward the sideline, and look at that catch, dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Throwing, Herbert. He's got Fuller. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. First down now, but that clock rolling. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Now the Chargers hustling, trying to get up and get set. Looking Austin Eckler's way again. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal. Now Herbert. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. Charles, what a big drive late in the fourth quarter to take this lead.
And normally you're really excited if your offense has the ball late in the game. But I think this crew is really excited to have their defense go back out there because they haven't surrendered a point in the fourth quarter yet. They've helped make this comeback possible with their defensive play. Now they get a chance to finish this game off.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. And now the attention, it turns to the Browns. Trailing by a field goal. 35 seconds to go. Now Brissett. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Here's Brissett. Throw left side complete. That's Grant. And the Browns are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. Brissett. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. Charles, that drive was perfect. Methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And makes it across the 20 as it set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a...
What's up, everyone? Hope you're all doing awesome today. If new, hit that subscribe button, really helps me put. Also hit a like to help move. Helps me out asterisk. But let's get on with the show.
Disruption on both sides right now. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end.
Thank you all for stopping in. Don't forget to hit that like button and if new subscriber button. Thank you all so much. Stay awesome.